The government of Uganda has signed a memorandum of understanding with the government of the United Kingdom and a Chinese-based organization, the Made in Africa Initiative, which advises African governments on industrialization and investment promotion.
We are signing an MOU, which is like an aid memo, to get a working relationship on seeing how we can attract many investments in this country.
It all started in December 2016 when NTV Uganda hosted its first economic summit in Kampala. Chinese entrepreneur and industrialist Evelyn Anite, who is United Nations Industrial Development Organization Goodwill Ambassador for Industrialization in Africa, was the keynote speaker of the summit under the theme Jumpstarting Uganda's Economy, Turning Vision into Action.
Most of the countries are still trapped in lower income and middle income. And what can we actually learn from those countries in Asia?
Government was impressed with our perspectives, and early this year, Prime Minister Dr. Rugunda invited Evelyn Anite back to Uganda for more engagements. The CEO of Made in Africa Initiative and co-founder of C&H Garments, a pioneer Pan-African export-oriented garment manufacturer, was then appointed Uganda's advisor on industrialization. After the signing of the Memorandum of Understanding, Evelyn Anite commended Ugandan government for taking the initiative to create more jobs, especially for the youth.
I think behind this is showing great leadership, great vision, and strong willingness from the top of the government. They want to create jobs to get Africa into the global value chain, talking about real shared prosperity. This is what we really want to achieve UN Sustainable Development Goal, leaving no one behind.
Adrian Green, who represents the UK government at the signing ceremony, said they would work with Uganda to improve the lives of citizens by empowering the private sector.
There is no better way to develop countries than to find people jobs through investment from the private sector. We fully support this initiative, and we thank you for having the vision and the courage to take these ambitious steps.
State Minister for Investment and Privatization Evelyn Anite, who represented government, said the Memorandum of Understanding was the right step to create many more jobs as can be done.
Just to let you know that we take this serious, this initiative or this MOU is going to be chaired by His Excellency the President with support from the Prime Minister, and I'll be chairing the interministerial operations, because it's going to touch on so many other ministries.
Managing Director NTV Uganda Agi Konde said the media house was proud to have started something that was coming to fruition. She pledged that NTV would continue working with government and the private sector in national development initiatives.
That finally, in the next 24 months or even less, we should be seeing a minimum of 300 jobs created. But most importantly, we should begin to see ourselves contribute to a global value chain.
She emphasized that improving the industrial sector would go a long way in realization of the middle income status.
And we must invest in agriculture, but the real solutions to growing our economy to a middle status income area is for us to participate with the industrialization agenda. And I'm very confident that Made in Africa Initiative, in partnership with DFID, will bring the knowledge and the expertise required, and all we need to do is to prune that knowledge, run with it, and create the real change that we want to see in our country.
More research, NTV.
Was driving behind for me to meet in the